welcome back to the West Ham World podcast. You've been asking, actually, a couple of videos ago, they went, are you going to get Paul back on? Paul's always here. Paul's always here.
I'm
But
always here.
I think you'll admit yourself, mate. We just said it literally seconds ago before we went live. You needed a rest, mate. You needed a rest from last season. Yeah. Explain where you've been, mate. Where you've been hiding.
Yeah, no, 100%, mate. We spoke about it many times. Couldn't wait for the season to end last year. Couldn't wait for it to finish. I was just fed up with it. Had enough. And yeah, exactly that, mate. Just burnt out and just like didn't want to think about West Ham at all. Didn't want to think about West Ham at all. And you kept saying to me, mate, oh, come on, we'll do a podcast this week. We'll do a podcast this week. And I just was like, I just don't want to talk about West Ham. I just don't want to talk about West Ham. But listen, summer break, it's been and gone. Now we're starting to get back into the swing of things. Season starts next week. So I've got my optimistic head back on and ready to go for a new season.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it, how it does that to you. Like, at the end of the season, mate, I was just like, get this bloody done. I'm so finished with this poor football, this negativity. You do get that bit of positivity back, but where are you? Where are you, mate? Pre-season's finished. We only lost one game.
Mm-hmm.
We're not conceding many goals, but you're not going to concede many goals in a Potter system where you don't really give the ball away. And
yeah,
where are you? Where are you at?
It's kind of weird.
Not to touch on transfers yet. Try not to touch on transfers.
Yeah, no, just from watching the pre-season games perspective, it's weird because I think all of the pre-season games, I didn't watch the Lille game yesterday. It was on, but I was doing other things, so I wasn't really paying attention to it. But I have to say, the summer series, the Premier League summer series, I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed it.
Mate, I did. The only game I didn't watch was Man United game because that was a bit late and it was
like midnight kickoff. Yeah. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it, and for me, it made a nice change. Obviously, it's still pre-season games. It's still more about fitness than anything else. But playing against other Premier League teams in proper stadiums with a proper broadcast package, it's better than when we're playing Leyton Orient and someone's recording it on their phone in the street on Facebook.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, but you actually get a better test as well. You get a better test. You're playing elite players.
Yeah, so I actually really enjoyed it. But every game was the same, especially the first two games. We started and I was thinking we look absolutely awful. We look shocking. Pessimism comes and I'm thinking we're going to get relegated next year. And then inevitably we'd grow into the game. Changes had been made. Typically younger players would come on, we'd get a bit of energy. And then I'd finish the game optimistic. I'd finish the game thinking, all right, I can see where we're going. I can see the idea. And that seems to have happened every single game so far this pre-season.
And then the next one starts.
Yeah.
You see the lineup and you go, oh, for God's sake, James Ward-Prowse has got the naked pictures out again. He said, look, I'm going to publish these. He's become Moises Souček, isn't he? Ward-Prowse.
That's been the pattern for me. That has been the pattern. Overall, like I say, after the summer series finished, I was optimistic, looking forward to the season. But yeah, then the next game starts and I start watching it and I think we still don't really know how to put an attack together. We're still relying on the likes of Bowen to create something out of nothing. But I can see it coming. He's starting to grow into the team. He's going to be a massive player this season.
He looks very good, doesn't he?
I know you said don't touch on transfers, but like
we'll touch on that in a minute.
Yeah, you can see
positives. He's definitely won. He's definitely won.
Yeah, and I think the defense overall has been much better. And as much as the whole, back three,
what do you make
back
of a
five,
Gerd being back then? Like, do you hope a Gerd stays? I think he looks good, mate. I like it.
Yeah,
I really do.
I think he will stay. I think he will. I mean, he played brilliantly in Spain. I think he will stay. I think he suits the system, the formation. Playing on the left of a back three, I think suits him.
I'll let you sat there, mate. Who has been our best defender in pre-season?
Mate, Mavropanos. He's been fantastic, and I think I think a back three really suits him, leaves him less exposed. I think the mistakes that he was making previously if you were talking about us sitting back waiting to counter, because you and my cat there, meow. I think sitting back and waiting to counter, I don't think suited his game. I think a bit more possession football is going to suit him. Really impressed with Mavropanos. I think Tadebo's looked better. I think the defence is looking okay. I think it's okay. I do. I think it's okay.
Yeah, like you say, mate. Again, I'm not a fan of this style of play by any stretch of the imagination, but we're definitely not conceding goals, and this style of play definitely reduces the pressure that cat wants to get fed.
Yeah, she does, mate. She's just going to sit there now staring at
me. What's this? Mark says, hopefully we sign a ball-winning, energetic box-to-box midfielder ASAP. Who would you replace in our midfield? We'll discuss that in a minute, mate. We're going to move on to that in a minute. We've got a new star. We've got a new star on the show. That's all right. Oh. That's my cat, mate. That's my cat at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So we've not done a podcast, mate, since right at the end of the season. Kudus, mate, your views on that?
I'm over it. I
wasn't that bothered. I'll be honest, I wasn't that bothered. And that's not me being like, because he's got to Tottenham, I don't care. Oh, they're not in denial. He wasn't his best for West Ham last season.
No.
So go on, mate. Yeah, go on.
Well, I think he didn't really want to be at West Ham. I think it's been obvious ever since we signed him. He saw us as a stepping stone to move on. I mean, he moved to a club that finished below us in the league, but they're in the Champions League next year. The biggest selling Kudus, I wasn't that bothered about. We got decent money for him. I wish we didn't sell him to Tottenham. That's the big thing that surprised me.
I think we could have got more. I think we could have got more. If you're looking at the wingers going in the Premier League, they're all around 60, 65. I think we could have got 60.
So that for me, that was the thing. Selling him to Tottenham, I didn't like. I didn't like that. But if he was going to go, fair enough. He went. By the sounds of things, he's been absolutely shocking in Tottenham's pre-season, which is nice to see. So yeah, he's gone. I'm over it. The biggest disappointment for me is we don't seem to have used the funds.
No, not where it was needed. I'm not against.
Not at all.
Juve signing.
We signed Juve for what 20 million, and then we made Tadebo permanent. That's it. What else have we done? Yeah, Hermansen. We just signed Hermansen. Okay. What was he? But he worked out. What was that reported like?
They said 15 million. They said 15, 16. Yeah.
About 15 million.
And then to Wilson, Walker Peters, and Dan Cummins so far.
Obviously on free transfers. So I don't think the money's really been used. And again, I completely agree with the previous comment there. We absolutely need to sort the midfield out. So if we finish this transfer window, I think we need to spend big on a midfielder. And if we don't, I think it's been overall, I think you'd have to say it's been a poor transfer window.
But that's a glaring point, isn't it? That's the point you look at and go, that's what West Ham should have sorted first. I'm glad we've done the goalkeeper. I'm glad we didn't particularly need the left wing back, but he looks good.
We kind of did need him because
with Emerson going, yeah.
If Emerson goes, it was. But even without Emerson going, it was literally Emerson and Scholes. Obviously, Cresswell left, so we did need a replacement. Emerson not been seen whatsoever, so I think he's definitely out the door. So I think we absolutely did. I think Kyle Walker-Peters was a smart sign-in. He can play both sides comfortably.
He looks right as well.
And he's a good player. A couple of years ago, I was saying we should be signing him. He's a good player. I think that was a really smart transfer. I know it was a Sullivan transfer, but I think it was a smart transfer.
You need players like him, mate, that can play left, right, left back, right wing, left wing. If we do have an injury crisis. And we have got the African nations, mate, and Wan-Bissaka and Diouf are going to go. They will be in Africa playing that in January, and we're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, so
will be Scholes and Wan-Bissaka, Walker Peters.
That was smart. I think with Agurd coming back, You could argue we're a little bit light on centre back still, but then if you say Wan-Bissaka can fill in there, if Juve maybe can fill in at left centre back, maybe we'd be all right. But 4 centre backs, Todibo, Mav, Kilman, and Agurd, I think it's fine. I think I'm now with a new goalkeeper. I have to say, if you just look at that,
you have to say, sorry, mate, you got us on African nations as well. That would be a good going as well, wouldn't it?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe we're a bit light there, but overall, I'm quite happy with the defence at the minute. I'm quite happy. If you look at the defenders and the goalkeeper, as we are right now, I'm quite happy. What about you? What do you think?
Midfield, mate. Midfield, maybe a striker, maybe. And I'm talking about a punch striker. Like, this Idris, a gay guy, like someone like that.
I don't think we need a striker now. I don't. If we've Fulkrug has been absolutely on fire pre-season. So I think
it's more the injury thing. It's more the
100%.
If he stays fit. That's what I'm worried about.
Of course.
Not ability.
We signed Callum Wilson. Less said about that. Although again, positive head-on, he's going to score 10 goals this year, right?
I hope he does, mate.
Yeah, 100%. Of course. So we've got Fulkrug, we've got Wilson. Bowen obviously can play striker. We've got a young lad coming through. I don't think we need another striker. I don't.
Yeah. What was I going to say? We touched on Juve, a little bit on Wilson. The goalkeeper. So that can be down to style of play as well, mate. Do you like that sort of goalkeeper where invite the pressure, a bit crazy, definitely going to be conceding goals because of it? But do you like it, or would you prefer to play different?
I don't mind it if they're good at it. If you look at, like Emerson for Man City, obviously we can't compare in talent of players to Manchester City. But if you're good at it, it almost gives you an extra man. I saw people bringing up a report from a game he played for Leicester, and he was basically playing as a centre back, literally playing out as a defender, and it gave him an extra man on the pitch, essentially. Now, listen, like you say, kamikaze defending, you could end up in trouble. We'll have to see how it goes. If he's good at it, and apparently he is good at it, I'm not against it. It's the same as anything, really, isn't it? If you're good at it, then it's all right.
He looks good. He looks all right. I think this comment was a bit harsh, actually, from EBF saying that the new goalie is only a number 2. Very highly rated, mate. Very highly rated. I'm not excited. It's not an exciting signing, like Nick says on Claret and Booze. It's not exciting midfielder, exciting striker. It's a goalkeeper. But he's young.
Yep.
He's good with his feet, what Potter wants. And if it makes us more effective in what we want to do, I'm for it. But I do still love Areola. I like Areola. I think he's fantastic goalkeeper in terms of what a goalkeeper is meant to do. Shot stop.
Yeah, I agree. I think the problem is it's very clear Areola can't play the way Potter wants to play. He can't. He can't do it.
Yeah. That doesn't make him a bad goalie, though, does it?
No, of course
so people don't click us up and all that.
Yeah, no. No, of course not. Of course not. I've said I genuinely believe Areola is one of the best shot stoppers in Europe. Absolutely believe that. But Potter wants us to play a certain way. He can't do it. So he needs to be replaced. Like you say, mate, young, 24 years old, is he? Future
24,
international.
Yeah.
He's only behind Schmeichel.
And what I'll give it as well, mate, is we've brought in 2 coaches that have worked for him before. We've given him every chance to be as successful as possible.
Yeah.
We've protected him with the coaches. We've scouted him. I'm hoping it's a good one. I hope this is not Roberto II. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be that. But my only concern is the injury. Obviously, he got injured last season, needed surgery. With our history, I don't know if I really like that. But, it's...
What about... So one other thing, mate, because I know you was quite vocal in our WhatsApp group. John Victor.
Mm.
What do you make of that and how we've dealt with that? Is it just football? Is it harsh?
Yeah, of course it is. Of course, it's just football. Is it harsh? I mean, it is, but like you say, mate, that's football. Looking at it from a completely straight, I personally, I was quite looking forward to him. I would have signed him if we'd have signed him and Hermansen moved on Areola. I would have been happy enough with that. But the whole, we got the deal done and all the rest of it, and he was due to come over for a medical, and then we changed our mind. What were we supposed to do? Sign him anyway, and then not get Potter's first choice? What were we supposed to do there? I don't think it was it. If we'd flew him over, done the medical, and he's waiting a sign, and then we
and the
pulled
guy
him
thinks
out.
he's like got his dream move to the Premier League and all that.
Yeah, and then we pull him out and say, "Oh, actually, mate, no, sorry, back you go, off you go." We didn't do that. He weren't in the country. He hadn't come over. I think it was blown out of proportion a little bit, if I'm being honest.
Trying to think any other signings. Wilson, we've discussed. Now, before we talk about what we need, who else do you want to see go? Or who else were you prepared to go? Because obviously Duncan's just asked the question there about, let's scroll back. He says, Morley Gents, would you sell Paquetá?
No.
No, mate. No. I know he wasn't his great yesterday, but, he has games like that. I don't know, mate. There's a few, isn't there? I've written a few names down, actually. Obviously, Emerson will go. James Ward-Prowse. I don't think he will go, but would you sell him?
If I would sell him if an offer came in, we would need to replace. We need a new midfielder anyway. So if a new midfielder comes in, I wouldn't sell Souček. I think Ward-Prowse is the most replaceable.
No.
I think Ward-Prowse is the most replaceable without that. Andy Irving can go.
What about Alvarez?
Alvarez, I'd definitely keep. Rodriguez can go. So anyway. I mean, there's not. I mean, we had a big clear out. Cornet, the forgotten man. Yeah, I'd sell Cornet.
But he was in it. He was in all the pictures yesterday for like the media work. He was in a lot of pictures, which was weird. I thought that was quite.
I don't think we can get rid of him. I think we're stuck with him. But he's out of contract next year, is he? So
I hope so.
Yeah.
But it just hasn't worked. He was a good player. He was.
It's just typical West Ham, isn't it? Typical West Ham. Bad injury. Never really came back from it.
Yeah.
One that's going to be interesting to see this year is Somerville.
Yeah.
And I think in general, what I find tricky, Somerville, Guilherme, phenomenal in pre-season. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. But Potter don't play wingers. So he's already got a problem where he's trying to make Jared Bowen work without playing a winger. Somerville and Guilherme, if they play, they're going to be playing at wing back.
Yeah, and I didn't like Guilherme there. He did good when he tried his best, didn't he? But this guy is a midfielder that can run. He's tricky. Like I say, on left wing, I think he'd be amazing now. I do.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen with the likes of Somerville and Guilherme. How he's going to fit them in, I don't know. But yeah, Somerville will be an interesting one to see if he can come back from his injury. But yeah, Cornet, I mean, I forgot he even existed, to be honest.
And in terms of kids, is there any more you would loan out? Obviously, Casey's gone to Swansea. Are you keeping Callum Marshall and Alford about?
Marshall, 100%. I want him to be involved in the first team this year. I don't think he looked out of place at all in the pre-season friendlies.
Looks like Defoe, like Jermaine Defoe style, doesn't
he? Yeah, he looks really sharp. He can put himself about. I really, really like the look of him. I would keep him at the club, definitely, and keep him around the first team. Potts obviously is going to be involved massively. Orford, I would probably
How impressed
loan
have you been of? How impressed have you been of Potts?
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. He looks ready. He looks absolutely ready. I've seen a few people say it. He is absolutely got Declan Rice written all over him. Absolutely.
I think someone made a better comparison. Actually, I think more a Michael Carrick sort of vibe. He hasn't got Declan's Not yet, anyway. He hasn't got Declan's running ability. You know how Declan used to be able to just pick it up and
But if you,
20, 30 yards down a pitch.
I'm talking when Declan first came into the team, when he first came in.
That brain,
he's and Carrick as well is a great comparison. But yeah,
he don't give the ball away. He does not give the ball away.
He looks really, really good, and I think he's been integrated into the team quite well. I'll tell you what, obviously he's not ready for the first team yet, but Fearon, the young lad,
mate, he
looks really, really good. Like so confident. And the little part, like when we had on the pitch, I can't remember. I think it was the Man United game, wasn't it? He came on. It was
Fearon, Alford, and Potts.
Fearon, Potts, and Paqueta. The triangles, they were. Like I haven't seen us play football like that in years. I've been screaming, why can't we play quick football like that? All of a sudden, those three on the pitch, boom, boom, boom. It was really, really good to see. But I don't think he's ready yet. He's obviously very, very young.
But hopefully we see him in the first round of the League Cup or something like that. And who knows, by the end of the season, we see a bit of him. Hi, lads. What do you, more Paul than Luke, think of Wilson nicking Antonio's job? He must have been given a Wilson's blessing. Well, we know our views on Antonio on this channel. But
listen, I reckon part of me thinks that Wilson, obviously they do a podcast together. And
the San Antonio's going Newcastle, mate. The San Antonio might go Newcastle.
That'd be hilarious. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Wilson literally did that on purpose to troll Antonio. And just to be like, look, I got your number, mate. Whatever, I don't care. I'm glad Antonio's gone. I was very worried the length of time it took for us to officially release him. I was worried that we would end up keeping him on and then we would have Fulkrug, Wilson and Antonio, combined age of 100 years old. So I'm glad he's gone. I'm glad he seems to have recovered from his injuries. I'm glad, he was running and playing behind closed doors. Good luck to him. Hope he gets to move to a club where he plays. But glad to see him gone.
What is, for you, mate, just to give you the opportunity, what is his legacy for you?
His legacy? Do you know what? Obviously, he's currently our Premier League all-time top goal scorer. Is what it is. He's had his ups and downs. You can't deny he's been a fantastic servant for the club over the years.
Played every position.
Yeah. What surprised me was when he left, the West Ham Instagram account put up a post and it was like Antonio's biggest moments over the years. And he had some big moments. So like, what was it? It was first goal scorer. Was it at Tottenham's new stadium? He obviously scored the equaliser in our last game. At the bowling and like the moments that he's been
last player of the bowling era as well, mate.
Yeah,
he had
a lot of moments. Me personally, because this is the argument. Do I consider Antonio a West Ham legend? No, absolutely not. I never will. I never have. If you were asking me where do I place him, I'm being very, very harsh because I just don't see him like that. If you look at his accomplishments and what he's done at the club, he should be up there. But for me, exactly.
He took over my hero, Paolo Di Canio's record, probably your hero as well.
Yeah.
It's hard, isn't it? It's hard. I don't know. I think you call him a cult hero. No, has he got that status?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. And he's going to be one that when he does retire in a couple of years' time, he'll be back around the club. He'll be like your Anton Ferdinand, your Marlon Airwoods. Yeah. No, not like Colton Cole. He's not on that level. He will never be on that level.
It will never be a Colton. It will never be Colton.
But your Antons, even Rio Coker I saw was about the club. And
which is weird because he was, he wasn't liked by us, was he?
Right.
Yeah, but you remember him shushing the Man United game, giving it all
I know,
that.
of course I do. Yeah, I know. He has history with us. But yeah, Rio Cota's back around the club. I saw on the US coverage Jack Collison as well.
Yeah, a great guy. He was great player.
Good to see him.
Right,
Antonio's going to be around them lot.
let's go through some of the comments now, and then we'll talk about who we want and what we still need. Where were we? Here we go. Honestly, impressed by our pre-season games. Not as much offensively, but more surprised about how we looked. Playing a goalkeeper as an extra outfield player worked out well.
Listen, this is true. Like, we signed a goalkeeper that got relegated, and that is obviously a worry. But the Leicester team were absolutely shocking, and I think he had the either the highest or one of the highest shot save percentages in the league last year. If you're conceding 20 shots on target a game, eventually they're going to score. If you save 18, 17 of those shots, you're doing well. Do you know what I mean?
I always say as well, you have to look at it on how opposition fans react when a player leaves their club. And the Leicester fans have said they've had their pants pulled down. 15 million for one of the best up and coming goalkeepers. Except we could have gone and signed Donnarumma anyway. Do you know what I mean? He looks like he's going Man United. Will Areola settle for being a number 2? Obviously, with
no, I don't think so. No,
and stuff like that.
No, I don't think so. And it genuinely wouldn't surprise me to see him.
Does he start against Sunderland? Does he start
Areola
against Sunderland
or Hermansen?
Areola.
Yeah, I think he does. Yeah, Hermansen hasn't had a pre-season with us. I think Potter's gonna keep Areola in goal at the minute, just so he doesn't upset him. You don't want to just immediately change him, chuck Areola out. I think he'll ease him in. It'll be the cup games. Hermansen will come in, just like we saw with Areola and Fabianski. Hermansen will play the cup games midway through the season. As soon as Areola has a bad game, Hermansen will go in, and then that'll be the transition. I think he will do it gradually. I don't think it'll be bomb straight in.
No. The next comment was, would you guys take... would you guys take Grealish? I love him as a player, but I'm not in the swap deal with Paquetá. Not in the swap deal. I love him as a player. If you've got Jack Grealish and he was allowed to do what he wants to do, yeah. But again, under this system, under Potter, is Potter going to allow him to run with the ball? I don't think he would.
I mean, that's my issue. That would be my issue with it. Is say he does come in. Say he does come in. Where does he play? What is he going to play left wing back?
No.
Like where does he play in this system? I don't know where he plays.
Good question for you guys. Sorry, good question. Dele Alli. I know he hasn't been the best, but like Lingard, we can bring the best. No, not for me, mate. Great player. Great player back in the day. But listen, this guy couldn't even get on in, was it Turkey he went, didn't he? Besiktas or something like that. He's had too many chances, and it's like a Ravel Morrison, isn't it? It just ain't going to happen. You get to a point where you're not going to get back to where that was.
I saw recently, speaking of Ravel's back in the country. I'm pretty sure he signed for someone.
Masuaku just signed for Sunderland. As well. He'll be playing against us. Yeah. Robert Grease says he looks like young Beckham. These players are playing this afternoon against Lille. Yeah, apparently there is a second friendly today against Lille again. So that'd be good. Obviously, Guilherme gets a chance. Alvarez gets a chance. Potts doesn't look like his old man, doesn't he? Yeah. I like the other brother as well. Dan Potts, obviously, he had that really bad injury at Arsenal where he nearly broke his neck. Ralph says, same with you. I'm the same, but Antonio is not a legend. So many clubs looking at Fernandes. Yeah, that's the Southampton guy, mate. You see much of him? I would love him. I'd love to get him and Douglas Luiz. That would be my ideal. Him and Douglas Luiz. Fernandes and Douglas Luiz. What about you?
Yeah, I'd like to see. I'd see them too. I think Douglas Luiz would be a fantastic signing. If we can get him on
loan to buy, yeah. What about? Is there any others?
Loan, I think it'd be fantastic.
Is there any other names we've been linked with? Harvey Elliott.
Sorry, mate.
Like he's going. Sorry, mate.
The wife just rang, so let me just tell her I'm recording.
All right, okay, that's fine. What we got here? Antonio's been great. Needs to be more careful taking corners. What else we got here? Sorry, guys, I hate the chat on this mode. That's the only thing. Jack Collison, top. Anyone know what's happened with Onyedika? It's not going away, is it? Onyedika's not going away. We was linked with him really early in June. Looks like that sort of midfielder we need. It's not gone away, is it? Do you see that one maybe happening late?
I don't know. Maybe. I think we're gonna have to sign.
We will definitely loan a player.
Yeah, I think we'll loan. I think we're definitely gonna. I would like to see us spend 30, 35, 40 million on a midfielder. And I think we will. I don't think there's much more than that in us. I think maybe a loan.
I think there's a 40 mil, a loan, maybe another loan, 2 loans potentially, maybe another free transfer. Couple of names, mate. I'm going to give you Josh Brownhill and Raheem Sterling.
So Sterling
written all over it.
Yeah, listen, I think Sterling is a fantastic player, but again, where does he play in this system? There's nowhere for him to play. We don't play wingers. We're not going to play him up front. If you saw, I'll tell you where Sterling would make sense if he came in on a decent wage. It sounds like whatever. If it was a good deal, Sterling makes sense as a backup to Jarrod Bowen. If Jarrod Bowen got injured, Sterling's a good player to come in to replace him.
Yeah,
he can play that wing coming inside. That's a
good way of looking at it, yeah.
He can play the same role.
I've not thought of it like that, yeah. Yeah, I've not thought of it like that, yeah.
He can play the same role as Bowen. And Brownhill, I don't see the point. You might as well keep Ward-Prowse. I don't see the point. Brownhill, I don't know what he adds to the team. Like, keep Ward-Prowse. I don't see the point of that.
Yeah. No, I see a good video. You know the guy, Liam Vizzer, does the FIFA videos. He's a Burnley fan. And he said he's not gutted about Brownhill going. He's never been that good in the Premier League. He's very much a really good Championship player. So, yeah, it's not something we really need. 2 other things, mate, before we go. I've got the shirts. What do you make of the 3 shirts that have come out so far? I do like that 3rd shirt. I do like it. I've got to say, I don't like the other 2, but I do like the 3rd shirt.
The 3rd shirt, it would be... So, first of all, the sponsor, Boyle Sports, ruins all 3 of them. All 3 of them. It looks awful. I don't know why it's so big. The 3rd shirt, why are the hammers so massive? Why are they so big? If they weren't so big, I think it'd look... If they were a little bit smaller, I think it'd be a good shirt. The away, again, ruined by the sponsor.
T-shirt.
Yeah,
it looks like a T-shirt.
It's supposed to be, based on the Ecru shirt from the 90s, but it's a different colour. It hasn't got enough navy in it. I'd love to see us wear that with claret shorts, which we did back in the 90s.
And you said the home shirt. It's that, mate, isn't it? It needs blue sleeves.
Yeah, there's nowhere near enough blue in it. And listen, you can have all claret shirts. We've done it before. But I'm thinking back, even like we had the Adidas all claret shirt, but it had, the blue 3 stripes. It had a blue pin stripe going through it. The last proper all claret shirt we had was the Ray Winston Dickie Dirt. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, it was a nice shirt, that one. That was nice.
But that had a collar. It had blue on, like, blue lines. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like it, especially when we play in it with claret shorts as well. Claret shirt, claret shorts, claret socks. That's not West Ham. That's not West Ham. Look like Burnley. Listen, if you watch us for any amount of time, I'm sure you know I collect football shirts. I've got basically every single West Ham shirt now, going back to 1990. So I'll get them, but I'll get them at the end of the season for 15 quid. I'm not paying 70 quid for them.
I'll tell you one shirt that is beautiful. I don't know if you see it, Genoa's shirt with the England cross on it. That's a beautiful shirt.
Very reminiscent of Inter Milan, their centenary shirt, their centenary away shirt, which had the cross, George Cross. Yeah.
Yeah, lovely shirt. Lovely shirt. Right, so last thing, mate, we're going to do predictions for the season, early doors, from just West Ham, not going a week to it. and obviously the Sunderland game. So we'll start with Sunderland. Tough place to go, mate. First game of the season, Stadium of Light, newly promoted, not been in the league for a long time. I think it's a tough game, mate. I think it's a tough game.
Yeah, listen, playing a newly promoted team in their first game, obviously they're going to be absolutely buzzing.
At
They're going to
home
be
as well.
flying well up for it. Crowd's going to be immense. Tough game, yeah. Really tough game to start. But we should be if we're going to have a decent season and we're not going to be stuck around the bottom, we've got to win. We've got to win.
And if we are going to be stuck around the bottom, we've got to win. You know what I mean? It's got to be a team that's, you think that probably, there's probably going to be down there fighting. Is there much change that you want to see with a team, or do you think what started yesterday will be what starts Saturday?
It absolutely will be. Yeah, it definitely will be. I can't see. I think
he's Pot starts. You think Pot starts then? Yeah.
I think he will. He's been involved up to this point, and I think he should. I think he should start. Alvarez maybe ain't ready yet. Otherwise, I'd probably bring Alvarez in. I think if you had a midfield three of Alvarez, Potts, Paqueta, I quite like that.
Who's gonna in that three? Who's your blocker then?
I think Alvarez is your blocker, but I think a good thing about those three, I think Alvarez and Potts they could rotate quite well, and then playing Paqueta forward, but obviously he can drop in if he needs to. I quite like those three. Yeah. For me, if I was picking a starting lineup, those are the three that I would pick. Personally, I would be playing Mavropanos over Kilman, but that won't happen. Kilman will be starting. But apart from that,
I don't see James Ward-Prowse not starting either, mate. I just don't see it.
No, so I reckon he will start, and Alvarez will be on the bench.
Derek says about Arthur Masuaku. Yeah, I loved Arthur. One of the best skills I've ever seen a West Ham player do, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's like this guy's Ronaldinho against Tottenham. Do you know what I mean?
It was. I've seen proper, yeah.
Mate, that was ridiculous. I've seen Payet, I've seen Di Canio, but that skill was like, what the hell was that? That was ridiculous. Like JJ Okocha, do you know what I mean? That sort of levels. Will they be showing behind closed doors game today? I think you've just summed it up in your own words there, mate. Behind closed doors. But I'm sure we'll hear who played. I'm sure we'll hear who scored. There's a lot to be done this week. Do you want to see a midfielder come in this week, or are you not that stressed and can wait 3 weeks?
No, get him in. We, since the day the window opened, we've needed a midfielder. A big, energetic, someone with a lot of energy. That we need
physical,
that.
Physical player, man.
We've needed that since the day the window opened. So no, I don't want to wait. Get that done.
So one name I mentioned, mate. Sorry, just quickly, Jacob Ramsey. Would he excite you?
I'll be honest. I've never really watched him play. I mean, I know he's got a big reputation.
He's a good player.
Big reputation.
Injury, so.
Yeah. So would he excite me? I mean, not particularly, because, like I say, I haven't watched him enough.
Who excites you the most, then? Of all the names you've seen West Ham linked with, who excites you the most?
Genuinely, and I said it earlier, and he's one that a lot of fans have said they don't want, but I think Douglas Luiz would be a phenomenal signing. I really do.
Yeah.
I think he'd be amazing.
Just physical presence. I think if you keep Paquetá as well, they would have that Brazilian partnership, and I think it'd be very, very exciting. The midfield is the problem. Should have been sorted first. 100%, mate. Right, just last thing then, mate. We'll wrap it up there. Predictions for the season as it stands. No games played. Where West Ham with their midfield, everything, no more transfers at the moment. Where do you think West Ham are going to finish this season?
Between 12th and 15th.
That's exactly what I said. I said between 12th and 16th.
Mm.
I said, I don't think we'll go down. We could get pulled into a relegation battle, but I don't think we're too toothless to get enough goals to get up to
Yeah.
the Conference League again, where we want to be. You know?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Would you accept a 12th to 15th season as a building season?
If you're seeing progression and the passing gets better, and yeah, I don't know, it's a hard one, isn't it? It's a hard one as well because again, it's that thing that you always say, mate. All the years we've been doing this channel, Potter's got a break clause at the end of the season where we can literally go, cheerio, mate, or we can go, cheerio, and could that create a really difficult situation towards the end of the season? No?
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. Listen, hopefully he surprises all of us. For me personally, exactly like you say, and one thing I will say I've been impressed with, I have to say off the bat, I don't like this formation that he plays. I don't like it.
No, I don't like the three.
I don't think it's even necessarily massively defensive because when you watch us, the wing backs are well high up the pitch, so he actually does play it more of a three at the back. But I don't really think it gives us enough creatively. We don't create chances through the middle. It's sideways,
passive.
sideways,
It's passive
sideways.
passing.
Yeah.
Keep the ball so the opposition don't have it.
Yeah, so I don't like the formation we're playing, but at least watching the games, I can see what the plan is. I can see what he's trying to do. At least there's that, Whereas with the last manager, you're looking and thinking, what are we even trying to do? What is the game plan? What are we doing? At least with Potter, I can see
I didn't have a clue.
Yeah, at least with Potter, I can see what the plan is. I can see what he's trying to do. So, if throughout the season that starts looking like, okay, yeah, this is working, I would be happy with a 12th to 15th as a progression. But then the following season, it'd have to be right. Now we need to be back challenging top 8.
Okay, one more. If we sign Douglas Luiz plus one more, what's your prediction then? Or not even Douglas Luiz, just we sign.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
a quality midfielder that goes straight in that first team and goes, this guy's making a difference.
I still don't think there's enough to push for Europe because exactly like you said, I think the firepower is not really there. Although I do actually think Füllkrug's going to have a really good season. So then I would say, let's lift it up and say 9th to 12th.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Right, guys, we've been going for 40 odd minutes. We're going to leave it there. Great to have Paul back. We're going to try and do these again. Obviously, the season's back now, so I know what's going to happen. Though we're going to have a bad season. And be like, I can't do this. I can't do it. But we'll see. Let's hope. As Duncan says there, he says, "Great show. Keep believing. Come on, your words. Thanks, mate." Right, there's a few of us in the chat. Do us a favour. Hit the like button. Check the subscribe. Until next time, guys. I'll be back in the week. Hopefully, new midfielders. Build up to Sunderland. Come on, you irons. Keep believing. Let's go.
Cheers.